Responsibility over excuses. The mindset that changes everything. There is one defining difference between those who succeed consistently and those who remain stuck in mediocrity: how they handle responsibility. The most powerful mindset you can adopt on your path to success is this: take full ownership of your life, your choices, your mistakes, and your results. No excuses, no blame, no finger pointing, just raw, unfiltered responsibility. This mindset is not just about being mature or accountable in a basic sense. It's about stepping into your personal power so completely that you recognize, if something is to change, it's up to you. Even if life has been unfair, even if others have done you wrong, even if you're starting from the bottom, you still claim full responsibility, not because everything is your fault, but because it's the only way you can shape your future. Let's dive deep into why this mindset is so powerful and how it can completely change your life. 1. The trap of excuses. Why most people stay stuck. It's easy to make excuses. It's human, we've all done it. My boss doesn't see my potential. I didn't grow up with money or connections. I don't have time. I'm just not lucky like other people. Excuses provide short-term comfort, but long-term pain. They feel like protection from failure, but they slowly erode your power. Every time you make an excuse, you're essentially saying, "I'm not in control." That someone or something else is driving your life. That you're a passenger, not the driver. And here's the harsh truth. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody owes you success. Life doesn't care if it was fair. All that matters is what you do next. Excuses are chains, and only responsibility can break them. 2. Responsibility gives you power. When you choose responsibility, something magical happens. You take your power back. Suddenly, you stop waiting. You stop blaming. You stop hoping someone else will notice, help, or fix things. You begin to see life as something you can influence. That shift is everything. It means you don't need perfect circumstances to succeed. You just need a mindset that says, if it's broken, I will fix it. If it's not working, I will change it. If I'm not where I want to be, I will grow. Taking responsibility means you don't rely on the government, your employer, your parents, your partner, or society to give you what you want. You become your own source of energy, direction, and change. You step into leadership not over others, but over yourself. That's what makes you unstoppable. 3. Responsibility is not about blame. One of the most misunderstood ideas is thinking responsibility means blame. That if you take responsibility, it means you're at fault. But that's not it. Responsibility doesn't mean saying everything bad that happened to you was your fault. It means accepting that your response is now your responsibility. The past may have been unfair, traumatic, or painful. But moving forward, that's yours to right. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and author of Man's Search for Meaning, put it powerfully. Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. Frankl lost everything, his family, his freedom, his dignity, but he refused to surrender his mind. Even in a concentration camp, he found power by choosing his attitude. That is the ultimate responsibility, and if he could choose power in a prison, so can we in our daily lives. 4. The mindset of winners. People who win in life, whether in business, sports, relationships, or creativity, operate with radical responsibility. They don't say, "It wasn't my fault." They say, "How can I learn from this?" They don't complain about the weather. They figure out how to train in the rain. They don't moan about the economy. They look for opportunities others are too blind to see. They don't cry that nobody supports them. They support themselves so well that others are drawn in. Winners don't waste time pointing fingers. They point inward, fix the foundation, and then build something great. It's not that they never fail, they fail all the time, but instead of blaming, they ask powerful questions. What did I miss? What can I do differently next time? What part of this was in my control? That's how they keep growing. That's how they keep winning. 5. How to build the responsibility mindset. Building this mindset takes intentional effort. Here's how to start. A. Watch your language. The words you speak shape your mindset. Eliminate phrases like, "It's not my fault," "I can't help it," "That's just how I am." Replace them with, "I'll figure it out," "What can I learn from this?" "How can I improve?" B. Reflect daily. At the end of each day, ask, "Where did I blame others today? Where could I have taken more ownership? What can I do better tomorrow?" Self-awareness is the first step to self-mastery. C. Face hard truths. Look at the areas of your life where you're not getting the results you want. Is it your health, finances, relationships? Stop making excuses. Ask, what am I doing or not doing that's contributing to this? You can't change what you don't own. D. Don't wait. Act. Don't wait for the perfect time, approval, or someone to come along. If something needs to be done, do it now. Train yourself to act, even when you don't feel ready. That's how leaders think. 6. Your life is a mirror. Here's a truth that stings at first, but frees you forever. Your life reflects your mindset. If you're not happy with the reflection, change what's behind the mirror. Your thoughts, habits, and beliefs. Responsibility is the tool that lets you do that. It's the bridge between who you are today and who you want to become. Every successful person you admire got there by first saying, "No more excuses, my life is mine." Final thoughts. Adopting the responsibility over excuses. Mind set is not easy, but it's transformative. It's the moment you stop living on default and start living on purpose. When you realize that your future is not determined by your past, your parents, your boss, your country, or your luck, but by your choices, everything changes. So next time life throws a challenge your way, don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What now?" Take control. Take the wheel. Take the hit if you must, but never hand over your power, because success doesn't respond to excuses, it responds to ownership. And the moment you claim that, you've already won. 2. Long-term vision. Short-term discipline. Success doesn't start with talent. It doesn't start with money, connections, or luck. It starts in your mind. The world's top achievers, entrepreneurs, athletes, creators, leaders, are not defined by what they have, but how they think. Among the dozens of beliefs that shape winners, 2 mindsets stand out as life-changing. The growth mindset, which says, "I can get better through effort." The mindset of long-term vision with short-term discipline, which says, "Greatness takes time, but I'll show up today anyway." Master these 2, and you'll not only chase success, you'll catch it. 1. Growth over fixed mindset. The belief that fuels unlimited potential. In her groundbreaking research, psychologist Carol Dweck identified 2 core belief systems, the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe that intelligence, talent, and ability are static. "I'm either good at it or I'm not. I'm not a math person. I just wasn't born confident." This belief is dangerous. It creates fear of failure, resistance to challenges, and a tendency to quit when things get tough. Why? Because to the fixed mindset person, struggling is proof that they're not enough, but those with a growth mindset, they believe that skills can be developed through hard work, smart strategies, and feedback. "I'm not good at this yet. Failure means I'm learning. I can improve if I stay consistent." This is the belief that separates the average from the elite. Think about it. Michael Jordan didn't make his high school varsity basketball team as a sophomore. He didn't say, "I guess I'm not good enough." He trained harder. He chose growth. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. Fixed mindset would have quit after 3. A growth mindset said, "Maybe the next one will see what I see." Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. His response, "I didn't fail. I just found 1,000 ways that won't work." That's not just resilience. That's the growth mindset in action. Why is this mindset so powerful? Because it removes your limits. If you truly believe that you can improve, your effort becomes fuel, feedback becomes a gift, mistakes become stepping stones. You stop saying, "I'm not that type of person," and you start asking, "How can I become that person?" It's not just positive thinking, it's power thinking. 2. Long-term vision, short-term discipline. The formula that builds empires. If the growth mindset gives you belief, the next mindset gives you strategy. Success isn't a single event, it's a slow climb. A book is written one word at a time. A business is built one customer at a time. A fit body is earned one workout, one meal, one disciplined decision at a time. That's where this mindset comes in. Have a long-term vision, but show up with short-term discipline. What does this mean? It means you hold a clear image of where you want to be. A thriving business, a strong body, a meaningful relationship, a powerful life. But you don't obsess over the end goal every day. Instead, you ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today that brings me closer? Why is this mindset so crucial? Because most people either have a big dream but no consistent action, or focus only on the short term and get frustrated when they don't see fast results. This mindset balances both. You dream big, but you also understand the power of showing up today, doing the boring work, grinding in the silence, and trusting the process. The danger of impatience. We live in a world of instant gratification, instant likes, instant food, instant updates. So, when success takes time, most people get discouraged. They post content for 30 days, no followers, they quit. They go to the gym for a month, no six-pack, they give up. They start a side hustle, no clients in the first week, they pivot. But winners, they understand the lag between effort and reward. They don't expect immediate payoff. They're not addicted to overnight success. They stay focused on the mission even when the results are invisible. Why? Because they have a long-term vision and they trust that short-term discipline is building something they can't yet see. Think like a farmer. You plant the seed, you water it, you protect it from pests, and for weeks, maybe months, you see nothing. But underground, the roots are growing, the foundation is being laid, then one day it sprouts, and it grows fast because the groundwork was already done. Success is like that. It rewards those who stay consistent when no one's watching. How to apply these two mindsets right now. 1. Adopt the growth mindset daily. Change your language. Replace "I can't" with "I'm learning." Praise effort over outcome. When you fail, don't ask "Why did this happen to me?" Ask "What can this teach me?" Celebrate progress, not perfection. 2. Balance big goals with daily habits. Set a clear long-term goal. Where do you want to be in 3 years? Break it down. What can you do this week? Take one action today, no matter how small. Create a system. Don't just rely on motivation. Build routines. Final thoughts. Your mindset shapes your future. You could have the best ideas, the best talent, or the best tools, but if you lack the right mindset, you'll sabotage yourself every time. The growth mindset tells you you can improve. Just keep learning. The long-term vision, short-term discipline mindset tells you it takes time, but you're building something that lasts. Together, these two beliefs form an unstoppable foundation for success. So ask yourself, do I believe I can grow? Am I willing to show up today even when no one is watching? If the answer is yes, you're already ahead of 90% of people. Now it's time to take that mindset and turn it into results. 3. Long-term vision, short-term discipline. Success is not a product of mere luck, background, or connections. It is shaped and sustained by something far more powerful: mindset. The most successful people in the world didn't start with the most. They started with the right beliefs, the right frame of mind, and the unshakable mental habits that allowed them to push forward, even in darkness. If you want to transform your life, your business, your health, or your relationships, you must master these 3 powerful mindsets. 1. Growth over fixed mindset. I can learn anything. Let's start with the foundation of all success, the belief that you can grow. A fixed mindset says, I'm just not good at that. I've always been this way, they're talented, I'm not. A growth mindset, however, believes I can improve with effort. Skills can be learned. I may not be there yet, but I will be. This shift seems subtle, but it's absolutely transformational. When you believe your abilities are not fixed, you stop fearing failure. You begin to see challenges as invitations to grow, not threats to your identity. Take any top performer. Serena Williams, Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey. What sets them apart is not that they were born superhuman, it's that they trained, they failed, they learned, and they repeated that cycle for years. The growth mindset makes you resilient, adaptable, and relentless. It says, I might be struggling now, but I'm not stuck. I'm in progress. That one belief can change your entire life. 2. Responsibility over excuses. I own my life. This is one of the hardest, but most liberating mindsets you can ever adopt. Success requires complete ownership of your time, your choices, your reactions, and your future. That means no more blaming your parents, your boss, the economy, or your past. Even if life has been unfair, and let's be honest, it often is, you still have to own your response. Responsibility doesn't mean everything is your fault. It means you are responsible for what happens next. Let's say you've been rejected, abandoned, or overlooked. It hurts, but you have 2 options. Make excuses. This always happens to me. Life is unfair. I can't win. Take responsibility. This setback is real, but I'll find a way to grow from it. It ends with me. One mindset leads to stagnation, the other leads to growth. Consider people who come from incredibly difficult backgrounds, poverty, abuse, or failure, but go on to build powerful, inspiring lives. They all share this. They stopped pointing fingers and started pointing forward. Excuses might make you feel better in the short term, but responsibility gives you something far more valuable: power. When you own your life, you no longer wait for permission. You don't wait to be discovered or saved. You become your own rescue team, and that's how real success begins. 3. Long-term vision, short-term discipline, big picture. Daily grind. Here's where most people get stuck. They either dream big but take no consistent action, or work hard but lack a compelling reason to keep going. This mindset bridges the two. Hold a clear long-term vision of what you want, but marry it with daily, disciplined action. You want to write a book, that's the vision. Now commit to writing 500 words per day, every day. You want to build a 7-figure business, amazing. Now obsess over improving your product, learning from your customers, and refining your systems today. You want to lose 30 pounds, fantastic, but the magic isn't in the scale, it's in your meal choices and exercise commitment today, tomorrow, and the next day. Long-term vision keeps your why alive. Short-term discipline keeps your actions aligned. One without the other fails. Big dreams with no work, just fantasy. Daily effort with no direction, just burnout. When you blend both, you unlock momentum. Think of it like this: a long-term vision is your compass. Short-term discipline is the step-by-step journey. You may not arrive overnight, but if you keep walking daily in the right direction, success becomes inevitable. How to activate these 3 mindsets today? It's not enough to know these ideas, you must live them. Here's how to apply each one starting right now. White heavy check mark. Growth mindset. When you hear your inner critic say, "You're not good at this," respond, "Yet." Celebrate effort, not just results. Seek feedback, not to be judged, but to improve. White heavy check mark. Responsibility mindset. Notice when you blame others and pause. Ask, what can I do about it? Own your schedule. Own your energy, own your outcomes. Write this on your wall: I am responsible, not because it's my fault, but because it's my future. White heavy check mark. Long-term vision and short-term discipline. Write down a vision for your next 3 years. Be specific and bold. Break it down. What can you do this week to move 1% closer? Build daily routines, set time blocks, make success automatic. Final thoughts: success is not magic. It's not reserved for the chosen few. It's built brick by brick by those who think differently. Those who choose growth over limits, responsibility over excuses, vision over distraction, so ask yourself, am I growing or staying the same? Am I blaming or owning? Am I dreaming without action or acting with direction? Because at the end of the day, your mindset is your foundation. Build it right, and there's nothing you can't achieve. For failure is feedback, not defeat. Success is never an accident. It's not random, and it's certainly not handed to people who wish for it, but aren't mentally prepared to earn it. Success is forged through mind. Set the thoughts you choose, the beliefs you stand on, and the standards you live by. Some people wonder why they try and never break through. The truth is, you can't outperform your mindset. Even with the best strategies, if you're stuck thinking like the average person, you'll get average results. But if you think like a winner, if you train your mind to think like the 1%, you begin to behave, act, and succeed like the 1%. Here are the 4 most powerful mindsets that, when adopted deeply, can transform your life completely. 1. Growth over fixed mindset. I can improve through effort. One of the most foundational mindsets is the growth mindset, a concept made popular by psychologist Carol Dweck. It's the belief that your intelligence, skills, and talents can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance, not that you're born with a fixed set of abilities. A person with a fixed mindset might say, I'm just not good at public speaking. I'm not a numbers person. He's talented, I'm not. But someone with a growth mindset says, I can learn how to speak better. With effort, I'll understand this. Talent helps, but effort wins. This mindset unlocks potential. When you believe you can grow, you begin to lean into challenges instead of avoiding them. You see failure not as confirmation that you're not good enough, but as a lesson that will make you stronger. You stop fearing mistakes because every mistake becomes a stepping stone. The best athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, and leaders all understand this. You don't need to start perfect. You just need to start and get better every day. 2. Responsibility over excuses. My life is my responsibility, and nothing will keep you stuck longer than excuses. I didn't have the right education. No one supported me. The economy is bad. My parents weren't there. I don't have time. Those may all be true. But here's what people with a success mindset understand. You can't control what happened to you, but you can control how you respond to it. Success demands ownership, not because everything is your fault, but because only you can change your future. When you stop pointing fingers and start looking in the mirror, everything changes. Taking full responsibility doesn't make your life easier, but it makes you more powerful. It gives you back control. You're no longer waiting to be rescued, discovered, or helped. You become the one who rescues yourself. High performers don't waste energy blaming. They say, I'll figure it out, I'll work harder, or I'll rise anyway. Responsibility is freedom. It puts the power of your future back where it belongs, in your hands. 3. Long-term vision, short-term discipline. I'll win the marathon one step at a time. Most people fail not because they don't dream big, but because they expect success too soon. They want six-pack abs in 2 weeks. They want to make $1 million after 30 days of hard work. And when they don't see results instantly, they quit. Winners think differently. They hold a long-term vision, a bold dream of what they want to achieve, but they pair it with daily action and relentless discipline. They know that true success is not about making massive leaps every day. It's about showing up every single day, even when they don't feel like it. Want to write a best-selling book? Start by writing 500 words a day. Want to build a massive online business? Focus on serving one customer well today. Want to get fit? Start with one healthy meal and one good workout today. Winners understand the compound effect. Small, consistent efforts made over time build unstoppable momentum. You can't control when success shows up, but you can control whether you're preparing for it daily. Long-term vision keeps you inspired. Short-term discipline gets you results. 4. Failure is feedback, not defeat. Every loss teaches me to win. Here's the truth about failure: everyone fails. The difference is what you do afterward. Most people see failure as the end. They say, "I guess I wasn't good enough," and walk away. But high achievers see failure for what it really is: a teacher, a mirror, and sometimes a redirection. Thomas Edison failed 1,0 times before he succeeded in creating the light bulb. Michael Jordan missed more than 9,0 shots in his career and was cut from his high school varsity team. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. These aren't people who never failed. These are people who refused to let failure define them. They learned, they adjusted, and they kept going. When you shift your mindset from failure is bad to failure is feedback, your fear disappears. You stop fearing judgment and start seeking growth. You don't lose, you learn. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every rejection becomes redirection. And here's the secret: the more you fail, the faster you grow, if you're willing to reflect and improve. How to activate these 4 mindsets right now. Here's how to start living these beliefs instead of just reading about them. White heavy check mark growth mindset. Replace "I can't" with "I can learn how." Celebrate effort and progress, not just results. Embrace mistakes as part of the process. White heavy check mark responsibility mindset. Catch yourself when you blame. Ask, what part of this can I control? Stop waiting for someone else to fix your situation. Remind yourself, no one owes me success, I'm building it. White heavy check mark long-term vision and short-term discipline. Set a 3-year goal, break it into daily actions, focus on consistency over intensity. Stay patient, keep showing up. White heavy check mark failure as feedback. After every mistake, ask, what can I learn? Keep a failure journal and track what each one taught you. Redefine failure. It's not the end, it's information. Final thoughts: these 4 mindsets are not motivational fluff. They're practical, powerful, and proven. The most successful people in the world, from business leaders to athletes to creators, live by them daily. So ask yourself, am I growing or staying the same? Am I making excuses or taking ownership? Am I committed for the long haul or quitting too soon? Am I running from failure or learning from it? Because the truth is, success starts in the mind before it ever shows up in your life. Train your mind to think like the greats, and your life will begin to reflect it.